So, first off, I want to apologize for not making a video in a while. I ended up getting a real bad sore throat about a month ago that ended up making me lose my voice, and I'm just getting it back. So, I felt like this is probably, best time to make something happen, make a video or two just to have something go out again. Um, but I had this thought in the back burner, trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about next, and I came up with the idea of talking about patience, humility, and pride. I'll probably separate each one of those. We'll see how it goes. But those were the main things I wanted to talk about. And that all stems from work. And I hate to admit it because I really don't like being one of those people, but I'm very prideful. And it's one of those things as a religious person I've always never been a fan of. They seven deadly sins, hey, shouldn't be prideful, that leads to mistakes, that leads to a lot of bad things. And a lot of conversations I've had with people, bridges I've burnt, things I've done wrong have always been from the fact that I am prideful. My pride leads to me making mistakes, leads to me having these giant arguments with people where I won't give up. If you can throw evidence in my way and make me admit my error, I accept it. Perfectly fine. But if I know I'm right, I'm not giving it up. It's just one of those situations. And it led to things like trying to be vague about it. I don't want to take any risks with what I do, get anyone in trouble for what I say. But I've had moments where dealing in retail, customer service, the fact is a lot of people have the idea that the customer is always right, and I don't agree with that. Don't agree with that in some cases because, if they're trying to make you do something that you could lose your job over because it's not correct, not by policy, or if it is actually illegal, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to take the steps towards doing or fulfilling what you want me to just because it benefits you and puts me in a bad spot. And what I do requires that we know ages of people. Because of that, we have to identify, have questionnaires, things like that. I have a lot of people who come out and say, well, hey, I don't want to do that. And at first, I try to be very kind about it. Say, I'm sorry. It's part of the rules. It's something I can't bypass. It's something I can't skip over. It's something that has to be done for you and I to complete this transaction. And I'll get people who get very angry. Some people will turn it back towards me and be like, well, you can see how old I am. You do it. No, I can't do that. There are government officials who will come in, and if they see me do that, I will lose my job. And that's my pride at work. I like to know that I've done the best at my job possible. But I'm very quick if I know that this conversation is not getting anywhere because of your pride versus my pride. I'm very quick to get mad and tell you, hey, look, this is your option. You either do it or you don't. At the end of the day, I don't really care. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to make your life harder. This is just one step that you need to fulfill before we can continue. Some people don't want to hear that. Some people tell me, well, hey, look, customer is always right. You have to do this for me. No. No, no, no. I'm willing to get into an argument with this clientele over the fact that they're trying to make me do something I'm not supposed to. You know, it's something where my pride at stake. I'm willing to lose my job for being right on this, even though if I do the other way, if I follow their whim, I'm going to lose my job anyways. There's not really a huge benefit to me one way or the other. What's going to happen is going to happen. But that's my pride. You know, I have people above me who can probably settle these people down better than I can. You know, they have that experience. I don't really want to burden them with that, though. And I've had plenty of people get angry with me for it. But, you know, that's life. That's my mistake. That's something I need to work on. And I think that's something that everyone who can acknowledge that they are prideful, that they carry too much pride, should be weary of. There's nothing wrong with having pride. Be proud of a job well done. Be proud of the fact that you did the best you could. Be proud of your skills, your knowledge, everything that you've earned. Don't let it ever overtake you and make you do something stupid. Don't let it ever get you to a point where you can't back out of it if you're wrong. Don't make a mistake because you had something in your mind tell you, no, it's not worth giving up. There's a lot of things out there that aren't worth giving up. But if you're getting into fights for a stupid argument that can make you lose your job, which is what you're using to pay your rent, bills, food, aid for your family, anything like that, it's not worth it. Swallow that pill. Accept it. Now, like I said, of course, you know, there's going to be situations where you're right and that, you know, you're just going to keep going with it. And when it came to that, those arguments I had with my clientele, you know, I'm willing to die on the rock that I am, knowing that at least if I get fired for an argument, I can find a job pretty easy instead of going against the legal system and doing something stupid and illegal. You know, I don't care what these people necessarily say or want at that point. You know, the customer's not always right, and I'm not going to argue with you and say that you are. You know, I'm going to argue with you and put an end to it and say, hey, look, you're wrong. Can't do it. Either you do it or I stop here. You know, you can try to go to one of the other people and deal with them, and I'm going to make sure they know that you're doing this and you're not going to get anywhere. I don't want that business. I'd rather you leave. And I think that's where I'm going to end this. It leads to a very good step into humility, and we're going to call that a separate video. But that one should be up in a little bit. So thank you for everything. Sorry for not being around for a while. Hopefully I will be able to continue this at least once a week is, again, what I'm trying to go for. But again, hopefully you guys get to watch this video. I'll be happy for any criticisms, and see you in the next one.